And the question is, how would I like to be a member?
To be remembered.
Be remembered.
Yes,
It's Black History Month.
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, it depends on how you want to look at history. When people ask me about history, I don't put it within a box called a month. And I don't put Black history in a box called Black history. I don't look at history that way at all. I look at history as what the code book says. And this is the way I say it. When people ask me, what is my history? I say my history is everything that ever happened before the beginning of time and since. And that is the truth. Every rock that ever turned over on the moon is my history. Now someone might say, well, Fuller, a rock turning over on the moon, how is that your history? Because it happened. You know, I exist as a speck of dust right now that is somewhere flying around 2 inches off of the surface of the planet Pluto. And I'm reasonably certain there might be a speck of dust that's suspended 2 inches off of the surface of the planet Pluto right this minute in 2018. That is Neely Fuller Jr.'s history. Why? It's because it's happening. That's why. During his existence. Anything that happened before my existence and anything that's happening during my existence, 1 minute ago, 1 second ago, one fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a second ago, is Neely Fuller's history. And anything that happened, no matter how many thousands of miles it may have been away from where Neely Fuller is, or trillions of miles, or quadrillions of miles, all on the other side of all of the black holes in outer space, that's all a part of Neely Fuller's history. Now, so that comes down to, what is history for? What is the study of history for? 2 words: solve problems. That's it. That's what the code is for. Solve problems. What problems? The ones that are right there in front of you at the minute that they're in front of you. That's all. That's it. That's all you need to know about history, is how to use what has happened in the past to solve a problem that you're looking at right now. Otherwise, there's no logical reason for knowing or studying or caring about any kind of history of any kind if it's not for the purpose of solving a problem that you're looking at right this minute. Now, that's the compensatory way of looking at things.
Mm-hmm.
That's the counter-racist way of looking at things. And if I'm correct, that's the logical way of looking at things. So just going around digging up stuff in the ground, I mean, just to be digging it up and say, okay, well, my ancestor traveled through here 10 million years ago. Well, the response that I have to that is, so what? So what about who traveled anywhere 10 trillion years ago? So what? How many fish did somebody catch 20 million years ago? On what riverbank? I mean, what does that mean to me now? It means something to me if I can solve a problem with it now. If I can take that information and solve a problem that's coming up to me at 12 o'clock noon today. If I can take that and solve a problem, then that's history that I need to know. That's what the code is supposed to do. Not look at it like the way we've been told and all like that.
Right.
And like since we're talking about black history, we talk about also ancestors. And I say, when we start talking about what your ancestors invented and all like that, I don't pay any attention to any of that. I'm being straight up about that. Because I say my ancestor invented breathing. End of story. I mean, then, hey, I'm out of here. Once I say that at a seminar, that's it. My ancestor, if you start talking about what my ancestors invented, my ancestor, or my ancestor, or tors, if it's plural, invented a thing called breathing. Now, how do I know that that's true? Because I'm breathing. So my ancestor had to invent breathing in order for me to breathe. And they say, well, what you're talking about, Phil, is, how do you say your ancestor invented breathing? Because I'm breathing. And you can't find an ancestor that invented anything better than breathing. All right? In my opinion. If you say your ancestor invented breathing, you don't need to say nothing else. I mean, you can go into another subject. That takes care of the ancestors' inventions. I don't have to go and dig nowhere to find out what my ancestor invented. My ancestor invented breathing. That's in the code book. And that's what I say. So that wraps up a whole thing about spending 15 weeks talking about what my ancestor invented. My ancestor invented breathing. And you don't find anything better than breathing. I don't think.